about what happens if today some miracle happens and they vote and a clean CR is passed. We've lost all this time and we're actually running out the clock on the next CR that will have to be passed. What does all that look like under the scenario of today the government opens, they pass it?
Oh my gosh, from your mouth to God's ears, for goodness. But yes, so what would happen after that is you're right. We have run the clock out quite a bit. The CR ends on November 21st. And so the reason why they picked that November 21st deadline is because appropriators said, we need these 7 weeks to get our bills on the floor. We think we can go to conference on at least three of them with the Senate, which is kind of an archaic way of appropriating in Congress. But Republicans have really, with this trifecta, have wanted to get the funding process back on track. So, but because we've already are now in this is the end of the fifth week of the shutdown, there isn't that much time to get all of those 12 bills in agreement, not only to pass the House, which has a thin margin, but then to be in agreement with the Senate. So in talking to appropriators, I talked to House Appropriations Chairman Tom Cole the other day, and he said that they are most likely looking at a January CR. He is very against doing a full year CR, which basically would fund it from all of fiscal year 2026. So basically until September 30th of next year. That's something that fiscal hawks and the Conservative Freedom Caucus are really gunning for. They've always been gunning for that. They want to keep spending as frozen as possible, little increases as possible. But a lot of appropriators do not like that path. They have said that they want to get the appropriations process back on track, and they want to make sure that they can do their job. And so I think what you will see is if, the government opened today, you would see next week House lawmakers running back, talking, negotiating, talking with the Senate, and then having to put yet another CR on the floor. However, Speaker Johnson has said that right now there are no plans to do that until the Senate passes this CR, because in his mind, why would we pass a CR for then Senator Schumer to hold it up in the Senate again? And I don't think anyone wants to see a shutdown going into the holidays, which could also impact small businesses quite heavily. Small businesses are a lot of where people go to get their gifts and go to get their items for the holiday season. And so I think that right now, we would love to see the government open today. But even then, it's still an uphill battle to avoid this kind of crisis again.